Welcome back or welcome in. I am Seer Cypher. I am a psychic medium, lightworker, starseed, creative, intuitive soul that is sent here in this now moment to deliver you a divine message that your soul is desiring for you to receive. Everything that you will be needing from me will be down in the description box below, so check that out if you feel called. If you would like to get a personal reading, follow the link. Or send me an email. If this message is showing up for you, there are messages in here that will help you on your journey forward. I'm trusting that the universe has brought us together in this beautiful now moment for a very divine reason. So with that, let's get into the message. I've already pulled oracle cards for today. This is awesome. We've got the cobra coming out. The cobra. Initially, I really felt like Kundalini energy from this, Kundalini rising up through the spine. We also got the mouse in reverse. Don't you think this is fascinating energy? We've got prey and hunter, right? The mouse in reverse. So this feels like such an up-leveling, actually, a spiritual up-leveling from this state into this state, because the cobra can talk about awaking the inner teacher, okay? And the mouse can talk about, nervous energy, actually. So this actually feels like there is a shift in one's nervous system, which leads me to think of breaking out of some kind of scarcity, kind of stress mode. But I'm going to read these, okay, with the cobra card, pausing, waiting, and the inner teacher. So you may be in a bit of a pause phase as well in your life right now, or just taking a bit of a backseat is what wants to come through. But the cobra represents a teacher or a spiritual guardian. The cobra hovers and watches, ever present, ever protecting, ever loving. The essence of the cobra is found deep within us in the form of the inner teacher. So awakening this inner teacher, waking up, wants to keep coming through, and it manifests externally in those special guides who've led us along our path. So what would it feel like to be a student again? I mean, I personally think we're always students, right? So when in balance, this is a student of life, being humble and wise. And that's what I really feel like from you. You're in this really humble, wise space. It feels like your manifestations are grounded and aligned. With this mouse card, okay, in the reverse. I mean, when I read this mouse card, I was pretty fascinated by it. It says detail-oriented, small-minded, nitpicky, and nervous. Okay. The mouse has an innate desire to tend to the details. It often spends its day fixing, preparing, organizing, and scrutinizing. Unfortunately, a mouse personality doesn't notice when they've gone too far. I'm immediately getting this idea of like clingy energy for some reason, suffocating too much, right? Soon they begin to have a limited and fearful vision of life. In the reverse, I feel like this is what you're releasing. This limited and fearful vision over controlling upon your life. You're releasing this, and in its place, there's this anchoring of a divine teacher coming out from within, okay? This can be quite a painful experience for both the mouse and those around them. When the mouse energy is at play, step back for a moment. Step back, relax, take peace, right? It may be time to find a more purposeful project to delve into, one that's worthy of your exacting eye. When out of balance, because it's in the reverse, it's busy with no purpose, okay? This is what's leaving. I feel like a lot of intention is anchoring into all your action, actually. Now, with these cards, we also got create and change coming out here, okay? Create really talks about like leaning into creativity, okay? It talks about as we get older, creativity can fall by the wayside, when in actual fact, creativity is not a talent. It is not a talent. Creativity is a way of being. Creativity is a way of achieving. Creativity is a natural aspect to being a human. It is a way of problem solving. It's a way of releasing as well. Okay. So with create, yeah, look, it says, as we grow older, creativity can fall by the wayside. Yeah. So it may take some practice to get back into it, but don't let that connection go. Okay. And I feel like this is the shift that's happening here. It feels like you're releasing activities, releasing actions, releasing any activities that aren't serving you in your journey of whimsy, right? This feels like a reconnection that's happening to the inner child, the most creative aspect of us, right? Our creativity is at the very core of who we are, and there is an unlimited amount of ways to be creative. And I feel like this is maybe what's opening up here. I feel like you might be leading your own self into new forms of I almost said technology, but new forms of creativity. Perhaps you'll be creating with more technological kind of avenues, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with technology. There's nothing wrong with it, but there needs to be a maintained connection to the organic, to balance, right? But technology is meant to be fun and helpful and actually an alliance to the human experience, but it should never replace, take over, or distract from one's organic heritage. From sketching lines on paper to translating the stars, there's an unlimited number of ways to be creative, and you get to choose. You get to decide what's creative to you. It doesn't have to look like anything that's already existed. So follow what interests you the most and see how it evolves. Sometimes with creativity, the hardest thing is to just start, right? It's just to begin. It's just because I've noticed with myself, I've been getting a lot more creative in different avenues with things I haven't used before. And creativity, I feel like the reason sometimes we step away from it or we let it fall is because it is a bit of a struggle. It can be like it's something literally birthing in from somewhere in us out into reality. So with every birth comes struggle, and sometimes it can be like if we're like desiring it to be so perfect, then we override our ability to be authentic in the moment. Okay, so just letting something create and be raw and messy, someone else might look at it and not even see the raw or messy side of it, might see pure beauty and pure magic in it, right? So just go for it. But there is something that wants to come through into the world. Yeah, this is giving like Empress energy, like you're birthing something into reality. And with change, I mean, this talks about, moving through cycles. It really does give the energy of the Wheel of Fortune in the tarot. So this is like time flying by. And I feel like whatever creative pursuits that are aligned with your soul, you will notice that time just flies by when you do them, right? Time just flies by. And it's because the energy that you're putting into it is fueling you. It's not draining you. Okay, so look for that feeling to discern what creative outlets can help refuel you. It feels like you're going to be guided through that. But this, this is also about connecting in deeply with oneself throughout change. So I'm going to get some tarot cards here just to build out this message for us, okay? But this is already fascinating. So you probably noticed that there is a new presence within you emerging. The cobra is also giving that shedding of old skin. And the old skin is a very nitpicky, very perfectionist, very fill your day with kind of endless tasks on a to-do list with no true purpose behind it, perhaps. Or just feeling like it's difficult for you to sit still. It feels like with the cobra, it's absolute stillness and it's absolute peace. And in fact, stillness until we're 100% aware of when the right time is to strike or to slither, you know. This is tuning into our surroundings with such stillness that we gain clarity and information from it. The mouse in reverse would be the opposite. The mouse is, you know what I mean? And that's what's releasing. So you might even notice that there is a shift in even just busyness, like always having to listen to something, always having to be attached to something, always having to have something going, like TV or music or something, like creating that busyness. Like there's a release there. So with the tarot cards that just came out, we've got Two of Wands and Page of Swords. This really does feel like a new phase, because the Page of Swords always, the Page of Swords always depicts this, always depicts this very new phase that's opening up for us. And the Page of Swords is incredibly brave, one of the bravest in the court cards, because this page comes up face to face with old patterns of ours, old demons of ours, old negative mindsets, old ideas, old thoughts, old paradigms, and discerns with them in the moment, you know, faces them in the moment and says, is this really coming from this new up-leveled new phase that I'm in? Or should this have been back there at the Ten of Swords? And should this be killed, essentially, and removed? The Page of Swords is that very pioneering energy that remains anchored with an open, malleable mind, opening up belief systems, okay? And I feel like it's coming out with this mouse. Like, yes, this is what the page is cutting out. This is the phase that you're in, and it's so badass. It's so badass. Like, you're literally tuning into higher wisdom with this inner teacher that's coming online and saying, hang on, is this really who I am anymore? Or is this coming from this very small minded place that was my past version? Yes. Now with this Two of Wands, it's amazing actually, because this is actually, I mean, I see it as triple fire, it's just double fire, but the Wands is a fire suit, and it's Mars in Aries, so fire. So this is like, and this is fire as well, okay? So also we've got Earth, and Earth and fire are very grounding, like very connected elements, okay? They're supporting of one another. So because the fire that rips across the earth creates nutrient soil for new growth, and fire requires earth to burn. So they are very harmonious together. There is a harmony that's coming online here that is emerging from within you. The Two of Wands really talks about that first element in life where pure passion, the element itself is purely represented in the physical, okay? Which can talk about having pride for what we've already manifested, having pride for our temple, having pride for the energy we exude, okay? And having courage, immense bravery for what is to come next. And there's a new journey that is emerging. This is igniting and visualizing. This is really powerful visualization that is feeding into your next manifestations. This is what this inner teacher is helping you to achieve. Perhaps visualization has been a little bit difficult for you. I get a lot of longing from this card with how she looks out the window. So I feel like you have a lot of manifestations that you desire to achieve in this life, which is wonderful. You should dream big. Big, big, big. Always bigger. Yeah? Always bigger. So I feel like there is this beautiful starting point that's coming through with this inner teacher in the Cobra. And this inner teacher is going to, it's like there's more of a receptive energy. Like there's a release of this, there's a release that's being pointed to here of releasing resistance to even the opening up to wanting to believe that your manifestations can come through for you, that they are in fact possible for you. There is this burning away and there's this reignition of belief, self-belief, belief in what's possible, belief in your worth, and it's allowing you to relax. I meant to say relax and rest, lol. All right, what about this create card, Spirit? What is this create card about? Thank you. Oh, there's so much fire here. Yo, look, 3 of Wands. You know, this is really giving like, okay, you could be starting a new creative project, or there could be just like I heard anchoring, a deepening, more of a connection in with. There's a release of resistance around your self-worth when it comes to a creative project. And because of that, it's like you're throwing yourself into it more, or you're doing it from more of an aligned place now. Okay? And the 3 of Wands really talks about, we've got the 2 of Wands and the 3 of Wands, really talks about we pouring energy into this new journey, pouring energy into this new start for us, which can be a creative project that it's already started, okay? And by the point that we get to the 3, we've really built a strong momentum here. This is when momentum starts to pick up. So you're going to be noticing momentum picking up in a creative journey that you're on right now. And it's giving magic because we've got the Page of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Okay, and what this is, the Page of Cups literally invokes and explores and believes in the impossible, and therefore evokes magic. The 3 of Wands is where magic shows up for us, because the universe has noticed the very strong momentum that you've poured into a journey thus far, and therefore it comes to meet you. It's like you're getting the universe's attention through your creative pursuits right now, and therefore it sends in people that can help us. It sends us in resources. It sends us in whatever we are needing, because our self-belief is so strong, okay, that it sends in the people and all the aspects of whatever we need to bring it into fruition. This feels like you're stepping aside and allowing the universe to channel through you, and therefore it's going to attract and pull in all these circumstances that are just perfect for what you're needing. It's going to feel magical. It's going to feel like the impossible is possible. Just adjust my wig. Okay. Wow. This is a really exciting point for you in some creative endeavor that you're having. And what's this change card about, Spirit? Change cards about, Spirit. Thank you. Oh, wow. The Emperor. 2, 3, 4. There is a natural progression that's taking place here that is very universally constructed and aligned for you. Everything is going to be progressing at a pace that feels very good for you, very comfortable for you, because it's going to be expanding in a way that just aligns with the pace that's best for you. The universe is taking care of you here. Tugging on my wig. But the change that's coming here is your stability in the physical realm. The change that's coming here is, a sense of stability, a sense of security. There's a change here in your ability to play is also what wants to come through, because the Emperor creates immense order and structure in the external realm so that we can spend time with our creative gifts, with our creative talents, to get to know them, okay, to play with them, right? So we can know how they can be of service, so that when we get to the number 5, which is the Hierophant, we're able to come to a very community space where we are seen as an expert. So there's definitely change in some level of stability here in, the physical is just what wants to keep coming through. So I'm going to get some clarifier cards here. Oh, wow. And 9 of Swords at the bottom of the deck with that. So that's really talking about, this is where you are. This is the culmination of, like, this is the finishing point here. There's no more anxiety. That's the change. You're changing out of this mental paradigm that is, but like, structured and, that is based in stress, anxiety. Same with that mouse card, right? Worrying, endless worrying about all kinds of outcomes. The 9 of Swords depicts fear, mental paradigm based in fear. That, and fear is just false information appearing real, right? False evidence appearing real. So this is a release, a change from believing in the illusions that have been stored in the mind. And in that place, we are able to anchor in immense stability. Stability, freedom from scarcity. Okay, what's this? Just a little bit of information here, Spirit, for this. 2 of Wands. Dudes, seriously, do you know how I was talking about how there's fire so much in that dynamic, because they're all fire? Look at this, more fire. 2242, 2244 actually. Yo, look at all that fire. This inner teacher's coming online and is literally destructing, dissolving. I feel a lot of destruction, inner destruction to limitation. Structures that have been built in limitation, they are burning down now. And it's like, this feels also like a liberation into self-belief in bringing whatever's to life, whatever you desire, right? This is burning down the house. Burning down the house. My house. I'm in the world together. My house. What is that? I'm in the nasty weather. Burning down the house. That's Tom Jones. It's this mouse card, right? The old you. It's the same with shedding the skin, right? Oh, look at this. I'm not taking all of these because it's too many. Does another one want to come out with that though, Spirit? Thank you. Oh wow, look at this. Prison card came out, right? The mouse card, there's been a very dense imprisonment in the mind space, and you are actively cutting it away, right? With the sword. You're in every moment that it pops up. Okay, you're breaking yourself out of these chains, this mouse of like needing to control everything, worrying about everything, doing busy work because we can't sit still, right? into this energy, reunion. The reunion is coming online within. It's a reunion with a very up-leveled self. It's a reunion with the inner teacher that you are now stepping into. So this does feel like you are going to be stepping into some kind of positive, uplifting influence for the world. You're going to be looking very stable, right? Very secure to others, okay? Because the Emperor looks like that. He's like very stable. Three of Wands, Spirit. Young woman. Young woman. Okay, what's this? Young woman is with the Death and the Lord. Look at this. These actually came out like this. But this feels like, I mean, this is another little message of like, there's a transformation in your creative abilities. Your creativity, yeah, your creativity is now coming from, you're releasing the very masculine, controlling aspect to your creativity. It's going through a death and rebirth. And what's being rebirthed is a more feminine control, if you want to call it control. It's a more feminine leadership in the realm, which is trust, faith, right? In the realm receptivity, in the realm of creativity, okay? You're releasing the harsh kind of like masculine approach, because the masculine approach just wants to control everything, right? Sorry, what's this change card about, Spirit? Servant, yeah. Becoming this is you stepping into service through, this is the change. You're going to be stepping into service. Look, this card wanted to be seen. Yeah, this is definitely some kind of business. A business, there's a change and a shift in security and stability with a business or a creative idea that you're working on. And it's like you're even more of service somehow to to the world at large. And also on the bottom, we've got lover and money. That could also be some things that are changing. Okay, I'm just gonna get some of these just to see if there's any extra little messages that Spirit would like us to receive in this message. Entering a world of dreams. I love it when this card comes out. Entering a world of dreams. That's what you're moving into. This stability and security that you're emanating, okay, is going to be bringing about a different world around you. Look at this, a new home. A new home. A new home, because you know what? As you raise your vibration and as you release this very nervous kind of like smaller version of you, your external reality must reflect the shift also. The flame really just like bounced up there. So confirmation. It feels like there's going to be a really positive change, like dreams coming true with this creative project that you're working on that is from your soul. Yeah, because it's you being an entrepreneur, my love. It's you being an entrepreneur. This is really giving the energy that things are going to start paying off for you, because it feels like you have been putting a lot of energy into this new beginning already. So you're at the phase where the universe comes to meet you now and makes things incredibly possible. Okay. There's the tranquility. Look, this energy's coming out together here. Tranquility and serenity with the narcissist. So this really makes me feel like, you know, you're coming out of a long phase, perhaps, because we've got the 9 here. We've got the 9, which really talks about, you know, getting to this long ass energy journey of dealing with narcissistic, parasitic, misaligned people. It was always to hold you back. It was feeding on your feminine energy. It served its purpose. It served its purpose. You dealing with these kinds of people served its purpose. And when you can get to that point, it actually frees you up. It's the liberation, it's the freedom. Perhaps that's what your inner teacher's coming online to help with, is that shift in perspective of being the victim, like the mouse, and realizing how it was all serving its purpose in one way or another. Does anything else want to come through here, Spirit, for today? Light language activation, expect the best case scenario. It's so funny these keep coming through. So the collective that I read for, okay, there's going to be, everyone has the potential to speak light language, okay? Don't feel like you have to. Maybe that's just for a few people. But whatever's coming in for you now, it really feels like you're through the structures that are burning, through this inner teacher that's teaching you and showing you. You are learning to expect the best case scenario. You are in the Page of Swords because whenever there's a negative thought that thinks of anxiety, you cut it out. Cut it out. Oh, okay. What's this unhealthy obsession about, Spirit? It's feeding into that mouse energy, right? Having unhealthy obsessions in just busy activity. But what's this unhealthy obsession with roots? So you did have, yeah, look, and liberated. You're liberated from these. It really feels like the roots that you have come from, the roots that you have been dealing with within yourself, within your psyche, within your programming, have led you to be attached to unhealthy obsessions. But this is what you're actively being liberated from with this inner teacher. It feels like this inner teacher's been coming online for a bit. This could be a new, letting it all go. Letting go the unhealthy obsessions, the habits that were keeping you playing small. Liberation. There's also a beauty glow up here as well. Because it feels like, as we burn the things away, our beauty goes up and is here to stay. That's what I literally heard. Anyway, I am going to leave the message there. I feel like it's a beautiful snapshot. Let me know in the comments below if you're feeling that light language activation. If you're looking for a journal prompt, okay, you can just write down, sit down with yourself, what wants to come into the world through me. Okay. Let me know if that helps. The crew. It's funny, I kept the card there, the bookmark there for a reason, I guess. If you stayed to the end of this message, okay, let's put in the comments below. Let's put in the comments below a little house, right, for the new home. If you stayed to the end, so I can see you and send you some love, okay? Remember, guys, if you would like to get a personal reading, just check out the description box below, send me an email. Thank you so much for your likes, for your comments, and for your donations. I appreciate them so very much. I really appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Make sure that you subscribe to become part of the tribe, and I will see you in a future message. Sending you love. Bye.